Alright, welcome back. We do apologize, but Greg did not accept my apology because my freaking internet sucks like ass. So as I was saying before I got interrupted by stupid internet that says, "Oh, we don't care about your weekly show. We need to ban you." Whatever. Anyway. So so as I was saying, of course, Alexander Sims went out of the race. Antonio Felix da Costa, at the end of the race, ended up taking the checker flag. So the top 10 results for the Formula E race were as follows. Antonio Felix da Costa won, Maximilian Gunter second, Jean-Eric Vergne third, Sebastian Buemi fourth, Eduardo Montara fifth, Mitch Evans sixth, Lucas Di Grassi seventh, Andre Lauder eighth, Oliver Rowland ninth, and Sam Bird completes the top 10. So now I turn over to the panelists, and I ask you guys this question, and that is, what were your thoughts on Marrakesh Ypres, and also what were your thoughts on Auto Club? I'll start with Orman.
Well, Marrakesh was a good race. It was pretty entertaining. Auto Club, man, the weekend was amazing. Great racing all way through. Less caution breaks was okay, but still, it was a great weekend.
Taylor? Welcome back, Elijah. Continue, Taylor. My head's not in the game, okay? It kind of reminds me of, like, Dale Jr. winning at Michigan and just doesn't do well everywhere else but Michigan. So that's what Bowman's win kind of reminds me, if you know what I mean. Well, sorry, I'm yawning. So, yeah. Let's get right into... we're going to get to the NR report in later on in the show, because I got some news we'll talk about. So, let's get right into the top story news, and let's start with the debate that's been going on so far in the NASCAR community. NASCAR yesterday announced the Cup Series will move to a single lug nut pit stop next year with the Gen car and its 18-inch aluminum wheels. So that means we will not see the 5 lug nuts. This will be the last season with the 5 lug nuts. So, do you think, what are you guys' reactions to that as far as that's concerned? Norman?
It's an interesting move. Can't wait to see how it works out next year.
Yep. I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's like what we've seen in IMSA, what we've seen in F1, IndyCar. It's going to be interesting to see how that's going to play out during the course of the race weekend, if you know what I mean. Let's get into the other top story news. Of course, I documented it in the weekly show before it got cut out by YouTube. As I mentioned before, sources say that, according to Crew Chief's Corner, that Premium Motorsports has sold off to Rick Ware Racing. Ware will add the 15 car driven by Brendan Poole and operate the 77 on behalf of Spire Motorsports. That's like a rumor. If this is confirmed, what's your thoughts about that, folks? I really think it, and some people are saying, it's 4. How could they operate a 5th? Well, actually, they're helping, like, Spire Motorsports, because Spire Motorsports is like an affiliation, if you know what I mean. So, big news in Formula One that came out today. Formula One says it would not go ahead and host a World Championship race if any of the teams cannot compete because of travel restrictions caused by coronavirus. Which I think we can all agree that's the right move by them, if you know what I mean. So, I mean, do you really blame the FIA for that? Because I think it's the right thing, if you know what I mean, because they don't want any of their crews or drivers getting sick. So, it's the right call, if you know what I mean. Let me see if there. Is there any top stories I'm missing, guys, or?
I don't think so.
Let me check. I'm gonna check my server because there might be some news.
Don't help me, I can find it.
Okay, Taylor.
I had to say that.
I know you did. As I mentioned before, MotoGP already canceled. Have already canceled Qatar, and they postponed Thailand because of this illness. So, no surprise there. So, yeah. Let's get into some news and notes in today's NR report. Of course, the WLA Monster Energy Cup Series took part last night. Poor Nathan Orman, who got involved in multiple wrecks like a ping pong ball, getting bounced around like a Travis.
And I also killed
Yeah,
Taylor.
you actually gave Taylor a massive RKO out of nowhere. But it was a very good race. I mean, I didn't know what to expect out of a night race, but it was a lot of fun, if you know what I mean. So, it was a good race, and congratulations to the winner. So,
That was Noah Clifton.
yep, Noah Clifton. Congratulations to him so far. NASCAR Race Hub viewership is up 19% versus 2019 year to date on FS1. So that's big. That's a big news, if you know what I mean. Of course, we got the ARCA race coming out on Friday. Haley Deegan's going to be in that race, which we're looking forward to seeing how they will do, or how she will do, because she's ran there before in the Canada West Series, before it became the ARCA West deal, if you know what I mean. So, so that's very exciting. According to Pacris about this new significant changes, Pacris has said the biggest change for Xfinity and trucks will be inability to buy used Cup tires, and once the inventory of old Cup parts and pieces that typically gets handed down is depleted, so no surprise there. So no No big surprise. William Byron was doing testing for the next gen, and unfortunately he ended up spinning the car. So the first incident was the Gen 7 car. But the good news is he didn't hit anything, so that's the good thing. Is what we were told, so that's an A+ on that. Let me see. Big news, before we get into the NR report real quick. Big news if you are a console player. Team 17 came out with a big announcement that Golf with Your Friends will be coming to Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and the PlayStation 4 during the second quarter of 2020. I think this is going to be fun. And I think we're going to start doing PCSRA gaming with Golf with Your Friends. So, warning, there's going to be a lot of rage with me playing this game, as well as Ormy. So, we'll need to get into a lobby. Probably Great Lakes needs to join us for some episodes of Golf with Your Friends. Because I smell rage coming. A big rage. And it'll be a fun video for you guys to laugh. Now accept it. I think we tied, as you heard my dryer go off. Ferrari and the FIA have reached into a settlement after Ferrari was under investigation for their engine that was settlement, which let me go ahead and read. Wait a minute, I don't want to play the video. If I play the video, that would be bad news. Yeah, I don't want to copyright, if you know what I mean. So they're not going to punish the FIA is not going to punish Ferrari. I mean, let's get that right. So that's good news. Nice motivational Belch Taylor. So, very excited. Here's the big shocker that nobody saw coming, and Orman probably didn't see this one coming. In the aftermath of the race weekend at Adelaide, James Courtney announced that he and the team parted ways, and also Boost Mobile ended up parting ways in 2020. There was a driver change going into next weekend's event at the Australian Grand Prix weekend, which if I can pull it up. We'll also talk about something new that might shock Ormy. Of course, Team Sydney confirms Chris Pither will be in the 22 for will probably be in the car for Australia, so that will be they're going to release the driver in a livery. As far as that's concerned, we do wish James Courtney the best of luck in his future endeavors. So that, I mean, what were your thoughts when you heard that announcement, Orman and Taylor?
I was shocked.
Taylor, what about you?
I was pretty surprised too. I mean, I don't think we expected that to happen.
Yeah, really surprising. Hey, Link, why are you not cooperating with me? Because I need to share this to Orman. Come on, Link, please. There we go. Jeez, it took me how many times to cooperate? Let me post it in the supercars, and I'm going to... Well, this is something I was not expecting. Speaking of Ferrari, Tim Slade is set for a Marathon 2020 season, combining his supercar co-driving duties alongside Scott McLaughlin with a GT Endurance campaign. On Saturday, it was confirmed the 34-year-old will contest the legendary Le Mans 24 Hours in June with Ferrari squad Hub Auto Corsa. That's interesting. After a false start at the Bathurst 12 Hours, where Ferrari didn't start after being crashed by a co-driver in practice, the next round is the 24 Hours of Spa on July 23rd to 26th. Subsequent events are Japanese 10 Suzuka's 10 Hours, which is August 21st, 23rd, Indianapolis 8 Hours, October 2nd to the 4th, and Kyalami's 9 Hours in South Africa, which is the 19th through the 21st. So that's a big surprise there. Hang on a second, I'm having some issues. I'm really gonna have... Okay, there we go. We apologize, but Greg didn't accept the apology. So, that's big for Tim Slade running Ferrari at Le Mans, and then Suzuka, Indianapolis, and Kyalami. What are you guys' reactions to that? Yep, we're definitely looking forward to that, if you know what I mean, so... Should be interesting. Alright. Let's do some Taylor songs, just to get it out of the way. I saw that one coming. I have no comment, but okay. Let me see here. Diecast News just canceled Brad Keselowski's wart scheme. This angers the Johnny. Hi, Great Lakes. GG to my internet that crapped out. Good job. Alright then, I got no comment on what you just said, but oh well. Okay, let me see. Apparently Taylor got possessed by a woman. That's what Elijah said. Oh man, oh man. Alright, so let's rate, since we already rated Auto Club, let's rate, what is it, Marrakesh? What would you give that race on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would go start with Taylor. I'll give it 8. Ooh. I would give it a solid 7.
Give me a 7.5. I think it was really a good one. You know, we did see some battles here, there, and everywhere, but, you know, Marrakesh is, you know, one of those tracks that, that could be surprising, so. Yep, that's it. Next year will be girly points for Taylor. Oh no, not the chocolate Whopper. The chocolate Whopper could be coming back soon. Why? Sure. Oh, Austin Cindric's new paint scheme. The Money Lion car now looks like a mint car. Put that in the pit. I'll put that in the pit stop show. Got a couple of paint schemes. If you did not see the 66
car.
Yeah. Of course, we already saw the 32 car because I posted. Daniel Suarez is running the Microscope 96. Strange to see that 96 have a black and colorful paint scheme that's not the Toyo certified. Kyle Busch is running the Twix Cookies and Cream car. That scheme is interesting. The 66 car today, Timmy Hill driving the Pit Boss grill. It's like barbecue grill or something like that. And then, of course, I just posted Austin Cindric's scheme that he's going to run at Phoenix. Excuse me. Girly Point Taylor. Oh no, Cody's on. Oh, Cody was on Messenger. Oh no. Neither did I. So. Anyway, with that all taken care of, why don't we look ahead to Phoenix, since it is the only predictions we are going to be doing this week. So, we're going from Auto Club, which was a fast 2-mile track, to the first intermediate track at Phoenix, which kind of races like a short track, but it really isn't because it's a 1-mile track. Now, we talked about, the packages where we had the we had the speedway packages. This weekend is the first time we are seeing the shorter spoilers, because this is the 2018 rules package we're using for all of the intermediate tracks as well as the short tracks. So with a shorter spoiler on the Cup cars for the first time in 2 years, will that play a big factor in the racing, or do you think it's going to be just like what we saw 2 years ago and way different than what we saw last year? What about you? Should be a very good weekend if you ask me. Good news to everybody. No rain expected. No rain expected for the entire weekend. Okay, Taylor's going to get a point for excessive clapping. What if I started doing that excessive clapping?
No. And by the way,
yes.
By
Oh no. Here we go again.
We look like the dating puppet Taylor for clapping his butt cheeks.
Oh, brother.
And we would like to thank Taylor for going to smack an army right now, accepted.
Fully clothed.
Oh,
Alright. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the race is going to play out. Because it is, like you mentioned, Taylor, it does race like a short track, which is not. But another thing we're also going to be talking about at Phoenix: take care of the right front tire, because we've seen it in past Phoenix races, whether it's the playoff race, whether it's the spring race, anything. You got to be careful with tires, because if you let's say if you go into a long green flag run, and we've seen it before, we've seen it every year, time and time again, we go to Phoenix, you see drivers don't take care of that right front tire, it's gonna pop, you're gonna go slamming in the wall, and your race is done just like that. So I would take care of the tires, and because stage 2 is going to be a lot longer, we're going to see tire failures in that race because, let's be honest, it of course the track's repaved and all that, but tires are going to be the main issue going into that race weekend. And you guys would agree with me on that, right? Alright. So, with that taken care of, let's get right into predictions presented by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Rocket Mortgage is with you every step of the way. Should be a lot of fun. Here's how the predictions work. Driver to win, driver to stay away from, driver you pick as the dark horse. 1 point if 1 point apiece.
If you got right, so yeah.
Yeah, if you get it right. So, alright, I've already gone through the global standings, so of course there's no global races. We'll get to that when we get to this week's PCSRA calendar. Now let's get to the point standings leaving Auto Club Speedway. Still a close battle for the points lead still. Cody Smart currently has the point lead. He is at 318 points. Owns a 12-point lead over Greg Rutz, who is in second place at 306 points. Nathan Orman is in third place at 294 points. He is in third. Zachary Taylor is in fourth place with 264 points. He has a 2-point cushion over myself as I round out the top 5 at 262 points. Kyle Langland is sixth with 255 points. Quentin Moore is 7th with 216 points. Great Lakes is almost to 200 points. He's at 198 points in 8th. David Heller is at 184 points in 9th. And Cody Goforth rounds out the field in 10th. So, you boys have gotten the entry list. 38 cars for Cup. 3 cars will go home in Xfinity unless 3 cars withdrew and go to the Withdrawal Care Center. Let me get to my predictions. Oh wait, I need to do something real quick. I'm gonna actually need to do something real quick because I forgot to do this earlier. While we're taking care of that, I do want to make an announcement because we have something coming up for our well, actually, while I'm currently taking care of the pad, let's just go ahead and give you a look at this week's upcoming PCSRA weekly show events. Brought to you by Red Carpet Charter, the official charter company of the PCSRA. Of course, next week we're going to recap Phoenix, since that's the only race weekend we're going to recap. We'll take you through some news and notes in the NR report, take you through the breaking stories and all that good stuff, Taylor's songs. There is going to be an update regarding about the PCSRA schedule because yes, we're going to have a show next week. However, a time and a date has not been announced due to I want to do PCSRA's coverage of the Pensacola 600, which is something we definitely are looking forward to as far as that's concerned. So we'll talk about all that, and then we're going to look ahead. Trucks returns after a 2-week hiatus. Xfinity and Cup will be at Atlanta Motor Speedway, but that's not all. We also get to look ahead to what is it? The St. Petersburg, which actually, let me look at the calendar before I get ahead of myself. Yeah, St. Petersburg is next weekend. I just wanted to confirm. Yep, it is next weekend. I wanted to confirm with that. We also got F1 returning. Woohoo! The Australian Grand Prix. 1 week from Sunday. Can you believe that? Get excited, everybody.
Yeah,
what?
And also we got Supercars at Melbourne.
Yep, Supercars return at Melbourne. Also, the following week, the IMSA podcast returns. Yeah. That's the following week, but a time for that one has not been announced, so.
Yeah, so as we're gonna talk about Evelyn.
Yeah, we'll first discuss about, we'll still discuss about Daytona, if you know what I mean, so.
Yeah, we're gonna recap the Rolex 24 weekend.
We actually already we already recapped the Rolex 24. So that's something we've already done. So that's something we're definitely looking forward to. It, like I said, the weekly show will be next week. However, a time has not been announced. But what I do know is that, of course, we'll be on the air as far as that's concerned. But like I mentioned before, a time has not been announced. So, all right, I am almost done with the notepad. I do want to point a couple of things out before we begin. Did some statistics. You want to hear this. So listen to this statistic, and you might want to listen to this carefully. Since making his debut in 2002, Jimmy Johnson never finished off the lead lap or never finished a lap down or never had a DNF at Auto Club Speedway in his 18 years at Auto Club Speedway. Can you believe that? He has completed 5,906 laps out of a possible 9,506 laps, so that's good. Clash Stream, by the way, is coming up on Great Lakes' channel. We'll also have the Rush Hour Renegade when this stream is over, so Greg Red should be on his way home. So looks like I got everything all set up. I'll try to get the global stuff set up for next week so I don't have to worry about that. So a couple of things I need to mention on the entry list before any of you guys make your predictions for not just my show, but also, you know, if you guys want to tune in the NASCAR Pit Stop show at 5:30 Eastern Time. Remember what I said about the Xfinity Series, that I said that J.J. Haley's final year? Of course, Cody Vanderwall's making his Xfinity debut. Timmy Hill's making his debut, first start of the season in the 61. Joe Nemechek's in the 70, or 47, excuse me. 74 is Mike Harmon, but that may change. Who knows? We'll see. Colby Howard's in the 15. Myatt Snyder's back in the 21. Daniel Hemrick's in the 8. Brett Moffitt still in the 02. No word who will be in the car for Atlanta. Brad Keselowski in the 12, his first start of the year in the 12 car. So that answers that question. Kyle Busch is back in the Xfinity Series, this time in the 54, which will be an all-star team. So that's a big surprise. We got Mason Massey in the 99. Jeff Green, if you remember from Daytona, Jeff Green did not take part in the Daytona race. The 93 is going to run the full race because it was supposed to have been him racing at Daytona, but Ross Chastain bought out the ride. So that's why Jeff Green's in the car. And of course, we got Dylan Bassett in the 90, Vinnie Miller, etc., etc. Looking at the Cup entry list, Ross Chastain's back in the 6. No surprise there. We got B.J. McLeod in the 51, J.J. Haley's in the 52, Joey Gase in the 53, Timmy Hill, of course, in the 66. And I believe that's it. So, to be announced sponsor for Reed Sorensen, who's in the 77 this week. So, alright, now that we got that out of the way, let us start with Nathan Orman. Orman's going to have the pleasure of going first as far as his predictions go after I take care of something real quick. Alright, so remember, Xfinity and Cup. So, alright, Mr. Orman, kick off the predictions for us. Wow. Driver stay away from. Ooh. Well, and let's not forget, like I said, if you already have a win, you're in the playoffs. I mean, you can afford a bad result. It's not like you're in it's not going to be like Ryan Newman, in the Cup Series when he comes back from his injury, trying to get a win, trying to get himself inside the top 30 in points for that win to count towards a spot in the playoffs. Keyword, if he wins.
But it's just not going to work with Newman because he'll get a waiver.
Yeah, he'll get a waiver. I mean, it's not like because he was on the injured list. So, dark horse.
Dark horse.
Okay, before we get to Orman's Cup pick, I want to point something out that I came across the other night. When I looked at the Cup points, listen to this. Daniel Suarez, who missed the Daytona 500, is ahead of Christopher Bell, who ran all of the races as a chartered entry. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Can you say that's messed up? But it's early in the season. I thought I would just point that out. So, all right, who's your Cup picks, Orman? Ooh, this pleases the teal.
Yeah, because Kevin Harvick, he has the most wins in Phoenix.
Driver to stay away from. This is the sucky part.
This is gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say Kurt Busch is like
Ooh, this angers Elijah.
How about Chris Buescher?
Ooh, you're taking Buescher. Now, I want to point out, Chris Buescher and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., their crew chiefs are back after they had to serve their suspension for a part failure at Auto Club. Voiles. Ooh, this angers Elijah. Me, I was calm as a sleepy cat. Oh, Lord. Joy to the planets.
Joy to the planets, boy.
There's no such thing.
Okay, who's next?
Well, Taylor is next, because Taylor is the god of picking random drivers. I'm serious, Taylor. I'm serious, okay?
Yeah, because that's what I do.
Okay, Taylor, who's your driver to stay away from for Xfinity? Starting with the random drivers.
So, the driver I think I'm going to take to stay away from, I think I'm going to go with Austin Cindric.
Ooh.
Okay. Driver to win.
Well, he's doing it out of order. Yeah, I think he's on that win last week, and like I said for Harrison Burton, he can afford a bad result because he's now already got a spot in the playoffs. I don't think I'm surprised you picked him. Okay. I'm gonna say this, Taylor, and this is just my obvious opinion. You're starting to becoming like Travis, like last season when he picked Kyle Busch for every start he was in, and you got it right. So.
Maybe next year, I would not count Kyle Busch as the driver.
for Cup.
Okay, so the driver I'm going to take to stay away from for a Cup, I think I'm going to say Austin Dillon is going to be my driver to stay away from.
Good pick.
Austin Dillon?
Yes, Austin Dillon. Ooh. Well, he should have won Phoenix in 2016 when he was subbing for Dale Jr., but y'all know how that ended, now don't we? And who's your driver to win? Oh, brother, I think we all have a war on who's picking what. Alright, so before I go to my predictions, real quickly, let me take care of something real quickly. Yeah, let's start with other people, if you know what I mean, who they thought. But first, let me take care of something real quick before we begin. I have not gotten a message about David's pick, because David wasn't going to make it because of his school. So anyway, so beginning with Cody Goforth for Xfinity, and don't forget, Orman, I'll send it to you in a DM, okay, on Discord. So for Goforth in Xfinity, he took Kyle Busch as the driver to win for Xfinity. Drivers stay away from Daniel Hemrick. And dark horse, Michael Annett. For Cup, he took Joey Logano, the driver to win. Drivers stay away from Kyle Larson. This triggers the Nippleton. Dark horse, Chase Elliott. This pleases the Army.
Okay, so go for next person.
Kyle Langland. For Xfinity, no surprise, he took Kyle Busch as driver to win. No surprise there.
Xfinity winner, Kyle Busch, okay.
Myatt Snyder is the driver to stay away from. That's the surprise part. Justin Allgaier, the dark horse. Yep. And then for Cup, he took Kevin Harvick as the driver to win. Driver stay away from Ryan Blaney. He thinks Blaney's going to have another bad result. Chase Elliott. And then for Great Lakes, he has made his picks. Here's his predictions. Driver to win, no surprise, Kyle Busch. Yep, for Xfinity.
Winner, Kyle. And driver stay away from
Myatt Snyder. Daniel Hemrick is the dark horse. I'm still thinking about who I'm gonna pick for stay away from. Kyle Busch to win Cup. He thinks Kyle Busch is gonna sweep, according to Great Lakes.
I don't think that will happen.
Driver stay away from Joey Logano always.
Logano, okay, and dark horse.
Dark horse, he took Chase Elliott. This pleases the Army. For Quentin Moore, I'm going to do Quentin Moore's picks and then David's, and then we'll get to mine. So, for Quentin Moore, his driver to win, I'm going to give him Justin Allgaier, actually. For Xfinity, yes. Driver to stay away from, he's felt like this driver has been on a bit of a slump. He's going to take Noah Gragson as the driver to stay away from.
Okay, Noah Gragson.
And his dark horse, Justin Haley. That's another person. That's another one we should have picked. For Cup, he's going to take Kurt Busch as the driver to win. I like Q-Man strategy. Driver to stay away from? Ryan Blaney, he'll say, because he felt like Blaney has been on a bit of a slump so far. Dark Horse, William Byron.
Oh, yeah.
This pleases the Army. For David Heller, driver to win, no surprise, Kyle Busch. No surprise. Driver to stay away from? He's going to say Harrison Burton as the driver to stay away from. Because, like what happened with Christopher Bell last year, when you get a win, you end up getting involved in a wreck the next week. That's what David felt. Dark Horse, Noah Gragson. And then for Cup, driver to win, he feels like this driver's going to get it done. Should have won the race. Chase Elliott as the driver to win. This pleases the Army. Driver to stay away from, he felt like, you know, the JGRs might struggle. Martin Truex Jr. is the driver to stay away from. Interesting. Yes. Dark Horse, Cole Custer. Alright, we'll get Cody's picks and Greg's picks when we get there. So now it's me, my turn. For Xfinity. Driver to win, I might also jump on the bandwagon, and unfortunately I'm going to say Kyle Busch as the driver to win. I'm sorry, but you all know I have to take Travis Crampton's little deal, so. Well, once he gets 100, he's done, so. Just be glad it'll be, when he hits 100, he's done, so. Driver to stay away from, I feel like this driver just feels like it's a bad luck, you know. If I had to pick a driver to stay away from for Phoenix, I have to say stay away from Myatt Snider. Because when he was in the car at Las Vegas, got spun out, he never recovered. I feel like he's not going to recover here at Phoenix, a track that, you know, he does okay in the truck. I don't know about Xfinity, though. Dark Horse, I'm going to go Harrison Burton as the Dark Horse. For Cup, driver to win, he won last time we were at Phoenix. I think he might get himself in the playoffs. I'm going to say Denny Hamlin as the driver to win. Driver to stay away from, I feel like he has not gotten off to a very good start of the season. Unfortunately, if I had to pick him, I have to say stay away from Christopher Bell. Because he has been on a slump. You know, Daytona was running well, got involved in a wreck. Las Vegas was doing well, but didn't get the finish he liked. And last week he was doing okay until the engine let go at Auto Club. I just don't think Christopher Bell's going to do well at Phoenix in his first time in the Cup car. And my dark horse, Jimmy Johnson, because nobody expected Jimmy Johnson to get off to a very good start in his final year, if you know what I mean. I think he might have the job done in hand. Alright, what's your final thoughts, guys? Taylor, I'll start with you. Nathan Orman, your final thoughts before we get to big news that just came out. Yeah, it's definitely. Real quickly before we get into my final thoughts, we have some breaking news that just came out. Billy Blue Motorsports will return to the NASCAR Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series at Atlanta and several other events in 2020. James Finch's Phoenix Construction will sponsor Eric Jones at Atlanta. Truck number 2 be announced, and it will be a Kyle Busch Motorsports fielded entry. So that's the big news there. So, yeah. We'll start a call and we'll get other people's predictions when we can. So, we'll see over there. And that's going to be interesting to see how that will play out. So, yeah. The Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, a proud partner of the PCSRA Weekly Show. And we remind all of our friends that together we can end DUI. Visit enduyok.com for more information. That was good. Good comments in the chat, so yeah. Want to thank our great crew today: Nathan Orman, Zachary Taylor, also our friends Cody Smart, Cody Goforth, David Heller, Quentin Moore, all the good people in the weekly show, as well as our amazing members. Our statistician Caleb Hobbs, producer and engineer Zachary Fitzwater, Jackie Tang, Alex Hawkins, Dennis Stats Kelly, auto spotter Greg Wood Black, engineer producer Michael Dean. Greg Retz and Tom Shores, our sideline engineer, Crystal Fontaine, our PCSRA expert, and Seth Summer running the show for us back in our Learfield IMG College Network Studios. Final score, one final time from Morgantown, West Virginia on a Saturday afternoon of basketball. It was Oklahoma 73 and Greg Retz in West Virginia 62. Until next week, my friends, this is Daniel Vole saying, Sooners win, and Boomers sooner, everybody.
PCSRA Weekly Show fans, thank you for joining us for today's episode of the PCSRA Weekly Show on the Blue Hedgehog TV. We hope to see you every Monday and Tuesday inside our PCSRA studios in War Acres, Oklahoma for more episodes of the PCSRA Weekly Show throughout the 2020 race season. This PCSRA Weekly Show broadcast has been brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, Sonic Drive-Ins, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecues, Harkins Theaters, and by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, where we encourage all of you fans that together we can end DUI. Thanks for listening to the PCSRA Weekly Show. The preceding has been a Learfield IMG College presentation on the PCSRA Sports Network. Copyright 2020 by the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues and the Pacifica Sports Racing Association, Incorporated.